Thank you for joining us. It's the last business day of the week. Welcome to Business Incorporated live from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwago. On the program today, Dangote Cement offers PPC Limited, South Africa's biggest cement maker, cash and shares as part of a takeover deal that is fueling a bidding war. Top cocoa producers to create buffer stock to influence world prices. Plus, Kenya Airways asks government to help it with growing competition with foreign carriers operating flights to its Nairobi hub. Let's get started now, and we're beginning with the markets. And here in Africa, the JSE index was trading in the positive zone a day after the South African Central Bank defied expectations by keeping rates at 6.75%. Our central bank kept its benchmark repo rate at 6.75% on Thursday, defying expectations of a cut based on easing inflation pressures and a sluggish recovery from a recession in the first half of the year. Here in Nigeria, the NSE index was also looking green at intraday as investors wait for the outcome of the MPC meeting scheduled to hold next week, Monday and Tuesday. The market in Egypt remains closed after the Islamic New Year celebration on Wednesday. In Kenya, the Nairobi stock market was up 0.75% on Thursday. And in the Middle East, an overnight rise in crude oil prices to a fresh 5-month peak helped to push the Riyadh stock index slightly higher on Thursday, while Qatar secured its third straight day of gains. The Saudi index edged up by 0.09% as all but 2 of the 14 listed petrochemical producers rose as Brent contracts traded around $56 a barrel. In Qatar, the index managed to build positive momentum in the final hour of trade and added 0.15%. Oil drilling service provider Gulf International Services climbed 3.8%, and maritime and logistics company Qatar Navigation added 0.3%. Shares in the index are now up 1% in 3 days, thanks to local funds ratcheting up their buying and foreign funds slightly easing their selling of Qatari shares. The bourses in the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait and Bahrain were closed because of the Islamic New Year holiday. In Europe, stocks were lower in early trade as geopolitical concerns took center stage. Let's bring in Daniel Coop, my colleague in Frankfurt, to unbundle all of these for us. Hello, Daniel. I'm sure you're ready to say, thank God it's Friday. Good to see you today.
Well, good to see you as well, Chimi. I'm afraid not really weekend for me since we have election coming up here on Sunday in Germany, so it's going to be a really busy weekend probably for all TV makers here in Germany.
Right, I see that, and of course that's part of what we're going to be discussing today on our shows. But let's start with what seemed to be the big day for the UK Prime Minister, Theresa May. She's ready to make her speech at 2:15 GMT. What new sound bites are all parties to the Brexit discourse looking forward to hear from the Prime Minister, and would it change anything?
Yeah, everybody here on the trading floor is going to be watching this speak. I already saw some people turning their monitors on because the interesting thing is going to be what she's going to say about the Brexit bill. We know that there have been rumors throughout the last day that now Britain would maybe pay 20 billion euros, far away from what the European Union has been asking for. We remember that the European Union was always talking about a Brexit bill between 60 million and 100 billion euros. So it's going to be really interesting to see what statements she's going to give, why she's, what she's going to say, why Britain thinks that, just 20 billion euros would be okay. So this is going to be very interesting. Also, it's going to be really interesting, to kind of see the setting where she is, because, where she is at the moment, is such a symbol, of Europe, also of, Europe being, united, as a continent. So, yeah, it's a speech that is really a big topic here today on the trading floor.
Right, let's move to Spain, where a possible Catalonia independence referendum card is being played.
I cannot really
What
hear
are the
you.
economic and markets considerations and perhaps implications here, if any?
the situation right now in Spain. Because on October 1st, we're going to have this referendum taking place, most likely in Barcelona. They're going to talk about if Catalonia, this region of Spain, might be separated from Spain, in the future. And this is, of course, also something that is, a big topic for the Spanish investors, because this entire region around Barcelona is so much connected to the Spanish economy. Already 7 of the 35 companies who are listed in the IBEX 35, that's similar to the blue chip index DAX, they are from this region. So right now the government and I guess I'm back. Now I hear myself.
All right, just go ahead. I think I can get what you're saying. So if you can hear me, just go on with what you're saying.
Yeah, sorry, we just had little issues here with my ear. So the interesting thing, is really going to be, if, what's going to happen with this referendum, because the Spanish government, they really don't want this referendum. They're saying, that Spain is a united country, that, those two parts should not be separated. And of course, also when you talk, business-wise, this would be harming the Spanish economy a lot, because mostly this region around Barcelona, the capital of Catalonia, is really the heart of the business. And just in general, speaking about the Spanish economy, it has been growing in the last times. Already in 2016, we saw a growth of 3.2%, and also the forecast for the next time with 2.8% looks actually very positive. Hope you can hear me now.
Oh, sure, I'll be getting you all the while. Well, Daniel, let's end this conversation in Germany, where you are. Of course, you did mention that the weekend is going to be very busy for you guys there. Now, Chancellor Merkel has urged Germans to go out and vote on Sunday as concerns over a low turnout emerge. Now, just wondering, what is fueling these concerns at this time?
Yeah, at the beginning, it really seemed that this would be a boring campaign trail, because it was pretty much clear from the beginning that Angela Merkel, who is, of course, controversial, but that she would be again chancellor here in Germany. So everything, all the polls are showing this. The big question right now is what kind of coalition she can form. Right now, she is in a grand coalition with the Social Democrats, but it really seems that at least the people here in Germany, they're asking for change. So now the question is, who is going to be number 3 here on Sunday? And the big fear also of investors that the radical and also, anti-refugee party AfD could be number 3. They have been doing a campaign with, lots of very provocative, comments regarding refugees, for example, a topic that, of course, is very much discussed here inside of the country. So that's a point that investors will be watching very closely. And you're going to be talking with Konrad on Monday, how the AfD performed, because of course, if Germany could have, such a party like the AfD as number 3 in parliament, this could, not really be a good image for Germany and maybe even hurt the business. So it's going to be a really interesting weekend. As I said, Konrad Busen, my colleague, will be here with you on Monday to discuss this. I wish you a beautiful weekend, Chimi. Always
sure, Daniel. I'm actually looking forward to speaking to Konrad. So enjoy the busy weekend, and of course, I wish you a beautiful election.